subcommittee, sure.
Okay, so I don't believe that any motion is really required. Is that true? Are you looking for some kind of motion? Okay. Item for information only. Next item, report and recommendation, final balancing change order for the 2006 roadway program. And this is to the final balance, and I'm going to make a motion and look for a second. And then if there's any questions, we can ask them at that point. To make a motion to recommend the final balancing change order resulting in a net deduction of $93,167.67 be approved. Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? Alderman Coles?
It says here that the warranty period is to the fall of 2008. I thought we were gonna go a little longer than that, Gary. I thought we were gonna go a couple of years, just in case.
We did go a couple years. It was installed in the fall of 2006.
Okay, all right, that's all I wanna know. Thank you.
Are we still holding out additional retainage until the warranty period ends?
The request before you tonight on the next item is for pay estimate number 9 and final. That would have to be a question for the attorney. I don't believe that we could hold out money, though.
Okay. Alderman Police?
Gary, on the future rejuvenation, $8,000 will cover the whole project?
Yes, in fact,
Is that, we're gonna do that in-house, or they come out and do this?
no, that would be done by a contractor, similar to the contractor that did it last summer. I mean, there's a couple of companies out there that do it, so.
When we say rejuvenation, just gonna come in and spray some sealer?
It's a chemical treatment to help preserve the pavement, basically.
Okay.
Any other questions? There's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oppose.
One opposition. Motion carries. Next item is item number 6, 2006 roadway program, pay estimate number 9. I make a motion to recommend that final payment be made to R.W. Dunteman Co. in the amount of $27,279.92. Is there a second?
Second.
So then, Mr. Holm, before we approve this at the council level, then I will bring it up at council to our city attorney, since he'll be with us, and ask him if it's feasible to hold it out until after until after fall 2008.
Okay, yeah, payment of this final payment would then officially close out the project. So that would be the end.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Police?
I got a question on that, Gary. When these guys do a project, I mean, is there like a letter of credit or a bond or something they post? As well as, once they get paid, I mean, is the bond over, or as far as, I'm not sure how that works, so.
There's a performance bond that a contractor has to establish at the start of a project. That performance bond ensures that he will construct the project in accordance with the project specifications. When the project is complete, you're then given a warranty period, and through the contract, you have that warranty. So if we have a warranty claim, I guess basically to directly answer your question, the contract is not terminated upon final payment. We would still have that contract in effect essentially through the warranty period. Hopefully that answers your question.
A bond, some kind of letter of credit.
I don't know that I would go so far as to determine a bond, but rather a warranty. It's required under the terms of the contract.
And when they say fall 2008, are we talking October 1st or November 30th?
I don't have that specific date, and that's why I when I put this memo together, I did not have that specific date. That would be the date that they installed it, which I believe was around October 24th or something. And I'll get you that date by next week. That's fine.
Okay, there's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oppose.
One opposition, motion carries. Next item, item number 7, report and recommendation on the revised 2006 motor fuel tax maintenance resolution. I make a motion to recommend that a revised resolution for section 06, 0000, GM in the amount of $295,150 be approved. Is there a second
Second.
on the question? Alderman Shockey?
I can understand most of these, but what's the equipment lease, $130,000? Just curious.
For 0607, that would have been the street sweeper, the Vector, the dump trucks. I don't believe we had the aerial truck at that time, so it would have been those items.
Thank you.
Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, item number 7, item number 8. And this looks like a clerical paperwork issue to make the adjustment of about $1,000 on the paperwork end for the 02-03 year. So I make a motion to recommend that a revised resolution for section 02000000 GM in the amount of $45,609.49 be approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Anything on the question? Mr. Mayor?
Just Gary, when we get these back, I notice you have the approval date as committee, not at the council. You've got the 13th there.
Okay, I'll change that for when the originals get signed.
Alderman Coles?
Can I ask a question? What happened to this in 2002, 2003? How come all of a sudden it came up? Did we find it? Did we lose it? Did it get lost? Did it have wings and fly away or something like that? Then all of a sudden it appeared, the eagle brought it back or whatever it was?
If you recall, when I first came here, I had just received the results of one IDOT audit, and that audit had showed deficiencies going back to the mid-90s. We had just had another audit this past summer, which we haven't heard yet back from IDOT. But basically, this is an attempt to get out in front and to submit paperwork on those previous years where we had deficiencies. So that's all this is.
That's all I want to know.
Yep.
There's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, item number 9, items for future meetings. Item A, storm sewers detention ordinance revision. Any other items from alderman, staff?
We had, number 9. Number 9.
Oh, Mr. Holm, there seems to be a conflict with my agenda, and that was something in the packet. Are you looking to discuss Irving Park Road corridor utilities tonight?
It is not on the agenda. You are correct. We can take that and just put it on a future agenda. I don't think that it's pressing to the point where we need to discuss it this evening.
Thank you. Okay. Alderman Lewitton?
I have an issue with the fire department, and I don't know where to bring it up since we don't control them. But I just got my personal renewal on my homeowner's insurance here in Wooddale, and my insurance rate went up, and the explanation was that the ISO fire rating for the city of Wooddale went down. Who do we, I mean, other than I pay a couple of dollars extra on my homeowner's insurance, it's an indication that our fire department has been downgraded as less deserving of a rating it had a year ago. And I don't know where to bring it up because this is public works, but we don't control the fire department, but we live in the city, and what's wrong with the fire response?
I'm going to ask Mr. Murmas for some kind of response or recommendation on how that would be handled, and if it would be something that we can do, maybe Public Health and Safety Committee.
Well, I was going to suggest that I can actually give Alderman Lewitton some contact information and maybe talk with the fire department first before we did anything in this forum, so I can give him that contact information of a couple individuals after the meeting is over.
Does that sound good?
Oh, it sounds good. What can we do to make the fire department as good as it was a year ago?
Okay, so can you call those contacts, and then if you're not satisfied, then I would look to have the discussion under Public Health and Safety.
Public health and safety.
Madam Chairman.
Alderman Knight?
Yeah, I suggest we stay out of that. We got enough things going here. If you got issues, I would take them up and go to the board meetings that they have, present your issues and possible solutions to them. I don't think the city should get into controversial issues with the fire department or any other park district or otherwise. That's out of our realm.
Alderman Shockey?
I would like the city to offer to the fire department, to that fire district, a chance to videotape their meetings and show them on our TV as they used to do in the past. That hasn't happened for quite a while, and I'm just wondering why.
Mr. Murmas?
We always extend an open invitation to the district to broadcast on Channel 6. However, they have declined in recent years for the fact that they no longer would like to tape their meetings. But if they want to reconsider that, it's always available.
If you can ask them to reconsider, we'd appreciate it.
Any other items for future meetings? I make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Call Finance Chair meeting order. The mayor don't have to stay. It's a committee. I need a motion to let the minute takers note that the same people are present, except for Mr. Mayor Johnson left the building. I need approval. I need approval of minutes for February 28th, 2008.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. I don't know too much about this because someone didn't call me ahead of time with this green vehicle sticker discount, but I did have a talk with Jeff, and I believe this came out of Clean Air Count Committee. Chairman didn't verify me with that, but I guess they are looking to reduce the vehicle stickers if you have a saving and fuel. Or, Jeff, go ahead. I mean,
Yeah, this item did come out of the Clean Air Counts Committee. I don't know if Alderman Winger wants to explain it or she wants me to go over it. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty excited about it. What the program would entail is that any resident who has a car that is more environmentally friendly based upon the US EPA scores, there's 2 scores. There's the air pollution and greenhouse gas scores. If they have a certain score, then they would qualify for that discount. A couple of other communities in the Clean Air Counts are doing this. They're having some success with this. So this is something that if we wanted to do, we don't think it would have that big of an impact on revenue for the city. And we also think it would be a good program for citizens to take advantage of, and shows that we're advocating, better environment.
okay, could you tell me what other towns doing it right now?
Wilmette is one of them, and there's a couple other communities in the North Shore area that are doing them. Their names escape me, but I know Wilmette does it for sure.
They doing it with the vehicle stickers the same way?
They do it with the vehicle stickers the same way, and they also do a special. They actually have 2 vehicle stickers. We don't want to do it that way. It may be a little confusing. They actually give a green special vehicle sticker. We're just going to keep it down to 1 sticker, but give the discount if you qualify for it. And then, would you like to hear about the logistics of it? For the logistics, the resident would go onto their PC, onto the internet, or wherever on the internet, access the internet. They would put in their make and model and year of their car. It's really simple. There's actually a picture of it. You put it in and it pops up right away. It gives you your 2 scores. In the example, there's a score of 6 and 8 that will qualify. That would meet the 14 cutoff, and you would just bring that number in and bring in your vehicle registration to prove that you have that car, and then you'd qualify for the discounted rate.
Okay, are we gonna be able to monitor that it's the right vehicle and that?
Well, if they bring in their vehicle registration, yeah.
Yeah. Museum?
I got a question. I know the vehicle sticker is not a moneymaker for the city, but if we go down to give the $8 discount, are we covering our costs at least on the sticker? Or are we going to subsidize this program? Just out of
Alderman
curiosity.
Police, we take in about $127,000 of revenue. I think we pay for each sticker probably less than 40 cents. So it's not a question of covering the cost of the sticker. This program will complicate the sale of the stickers, however, because we've tried to encourage people to apply by mail. But in this instance, they would have to come in person. They'd have to show us a legitimate registration. They couldn't send in photocopies. So it will cause a little more confusion getting the stickers issued. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. As Jeff said, they go to the website, put in their information on their vehicle, they'll get a printout, they can bring that in with the registration.
Museum, you have a follow-up, then I'll, go ahead.
Yeah. As far as the confusion you're talking about, are we talking about more staff time and whatnot? I mean,
Sure, because
the bottom line is, I don't want this costing the city, we're saving the ones which is nice. We're saving them $8, but if it's costing the city 10 to get it set up, we're losing $3.
Well, we're not anticipating that big of a turnout for this discount program, so it's probably not going to be that labor intensive. For instance, the first year that this would even be available for somebody, it would have to be a 2000 car or newer, and in 2000 there's only 1 car that qualifies. So really, this is only for people right now that would have like a 2006, 7, or 8 car. So it wouldn't be that many vehicles.
This year, but going forward, 4 or 5 years down the road,
Well, in the future, the plan would be to re-examine and then raise the bar, raise the score. Instead of a minimum score of 14, you can then raise it.
In addition to that, Alderman Police, when we go through this the first time, the next year when we send out the vehicle registration renewal forms, they will already be printed with the correct vehicle on there. So as long as they have not changed vehicles, we will already know that this is a quote-unquote green vehicle, and we'll cut this entire process out of it. It'll only be individuals that purchase green vehicles between when they purchase this year's sticker and next year's sticker. So really, the onus is just on the first year to get through it. Then after that, it'll only be the incremental changes in individuals' ownership.
Alderman Knight?
Yeah, I don't know, this sounds a little prejudicial to me. I would like to have a 2006, 2008 model car. I can't afford it. Mine wouldn't qualify because it's a 1998. So we're giving discounts to people who could afford the new cars. And the people who really need it are the guys who drive the 98s and would like to maybe just come up a little bit. We're already discounting to the seniors. This is going to involve a lot of extra work and whatnot. I think it's just discriminating against people who can't buy new cars. And I'm totally against it. And since it won't affect so many, then fine, just drop it.
Yeah, and we don't have to participate in this program. This is just something that some of the Clean Air Counts communities are doing. It would help us with our status within that initiative. This would help towards our silver membership. We're currently a bronze membership. And it wouldn't necessarily be, we're not saying if you have a 2006, 2007, or 2008 car that you automatically you automatically get the discount. Your car has to meet these standards. And to be quite honest, a lot of the 2006, 7, 8 cars don't meet the standards in the first place. So it's not just a 2006, 7, 8 car.
Yeah, but even though, I mean, when the select few then, you know, we're duplicating our efforts on selling stickers and whatever, or complicating it. And if it doesn't affect that many, then I would think we should drop it. It's, like, again, I don't see it as being a fair.
Christine Winger?
Thank you. Two things. I do want to say that I will try and do a better job of preparing you for anything that comes out of Clean Air Accounts Committee. I keep thinking like it's going to be on my own committee here, and it's not. So apologies for that. And secondly, the nice thing about this is that a resident would have to, you know, take an interest in appreciating the value of the clean air measure. They'd have to go on the internet or get the resource to print out the statement. They would have to, or go to the library if they don't have a computer at home, and they'd have to bring in their registration. So they're going to have to make a considerable effort and interest in this, and then go to the window at City Hall. So from a numbers perspective, I don't think we're looking at even 25%. I mean, the numbers will be relatively small, but it's a way to show our interest in clean air. So, so I guess like the numbers of being concerned about administrative issues, I don't think it's going to be that high. And then secondly, after that next year, then the card will already have the right information. Thank you.
Mr. Lewitton?
In response to the comment that was made that it's discriminatory, there's a difference between discriminatory and discerning, between choosing a new path in the future and not choosing a new path in the future and looking to the past. The future is with fuel-efficient vehicles. The future is to better gas mileage. The future is to a greener earth. And to say that we won't make a statement that is going to cost a few dollars, I mean, I'm in favor of just getting rid of stickers altogether, because I think the whole thing is a retrograde tax, because the only people who pay it are those who voluntarily comply with it. But if we're going to have it, if we're going to have stickers, and they're cheap, $15 compared to what they charge in Chicago, we could use this opportunity to make a statement that we believe in better air for our children, greener earth for our visual enjoyment, and the personal satisfaction that whatever little we can do, we do, instead of saying, it's so little, let's not do it. I hope I changed your opinion.
No, I'm sure that, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, you know, I have every respect for clean air and everything else too, but my position, as well as many others, I'm sure, our economy's in sad shape. Gas is going up to $4 a gallon. If you can afford my future, I'd love tomorrow to go out and buy the most fuel efficient, most clean air car that I could get, but I can't, and neither can a lot of others because of the economy as it stays right now. And to reward somebody because they can do that, you know, if they want to do it on their own and this is their thing, great. You know, if they could afford to do it, fine. But I'm saying not everybody can. So why are we discriminating, giving people who can't afford that, why are we giving them a break and not the others? You know, we did this with the water bills. We said, or with if we got the extra percent, everybody would get $20 off on their water bills or something like that. Our renters in the city didn't get nothing because we don't pay water bills. So here we go again. You know, it's like, okay, if you got it, you know, keep giving them discounts, doing whatever. If you don't, tough.
Mr. Any other questions? I'll put my 2 cents into this. I really think this project should not go forward. I really think the clean air, if you really want to look at another issue, go after the whole entire package that has to do with the whole entire city, the clean air stuff, because it's going to affect the whole city. And I agree with Mr. Knipe on that. We're picking a few. You know what? We represent a city. I mean, we represent Wooddale, and we need to move forward on representing the whole entire, everyone in the city. And if a clean air car wants to do something, I would sooner have the money go that affects the whole entire community, except for a handful of people like this. Mr. Cadell.
You know, I'm kind of torn on this one, but at the end of the day, I'm concerned that this is just kind of a motion. It's kind of an idea of an idea. It's honorable, and I do like the idea of the city doing whatever the city can do to make a difference. But those who are going to buy a fuel-efficient car aren't going to make the final part of their decision because we're going to give them an $8 discount. Those who are going to spend extra money and buy a hybrid, same thing. This isn't going to offset that. So, you know, it's putting on a show, but for other reasons, I'm thinking I'm against this as well. So, you know, I commend the Clean Air Accounts Committee on coming up with an idea, and I don't mean to deter them. Please bring more at us, but I don't see tangible value to pursuing this one.
Mr. Nuzio?
The only reason I'm not in favor of it, somewhere down the road, I know the city's gonna have to start subsidizing like we've done on a few other projects that I'm not too happy about. So I don't wanna start another one where we're gonna end up subsidizing something else.
Okay. Christine Winger?
Just the last piece of input on this, that a lot of these fuel-efficient cars, or not a lot of them, but some of them, to me, they're not even that desirable. That someone who is faced with the decision of buying a new car in this year 08, let's say, they're actually making a decision. Do I want fuel efficiency, or do I want to buy a car that's a little bigger and comfortable for me? And people are making a pointed decision. A lot of people just don't go out and buy a new car because they can afford it. They say, I just lost my car because it broke down. I got to go buy a new car. And they're making a decision. Do I want fuel efficiency, or do I want more room in my car and a bigger car? So a lot of this is a choice. It's not the luxury of having a lot of money to go out and just buy a new fuel efficiency car. And some people don't even have faith in the technology yet, and some do. So just a different perspective as well. Thank you.
Mr. Coles?
I've been listening to everybody. I didn't say much of anything. But I'll tell you, I think myself that eventually the efficient cars are going to be in the next few years. So these few that have bought them, let them ride a little bit until there's probably about 30 or 40 of them on the road. Because there's going to be an awful lot of change in the automotive field over the next 4 or 5 years. And until that change comes in, you're going to have cars run on water, you're going to have cars run on diesel fuel, you're going to have all kinds of changes. And if you get a car with a diesel engine in it, you don't have to have electric, because that'll give you mileage too. But of course, diesel fuel is more expensive than gas. But your efficiency is going to come no matter if you give a person a half price on a city sticker, or give them no sticker at all, which we're supposed to, I believe, according to our tax that we asked for, and we got people to vote for. And I don't think they should get a break on it. My own personal view.
Mr. Nuzio?
To move this along, I'd like to make a motion to deny.
I'll second.
There's a motion on the floor, second. Question? All in favor, deny?
Aye.
Oppose? Do a roll call on it, please.
Alderman Wesley?
Against, yes. I'm against it.
Okay, the
No.
motion was to deny.
Deny. I deny.
Okay. Alderman Police?
Yes.
Alderman Luetan? No. Alderman Shockey? No. Alderman Cadella?
Yes.
Alderman Winger? No. Alderman Coles?
Yes, even though I'm on the Clean Air Mat.
Alderman Knight?
Yes.
Motion's failed. Okay,
Well, then, what about a motion to abolish the thing completely, so that we're not discriminating against the poor people who
Not
can't
on-
afford it?
it's not on the agenda. Can't talk about it unless it's put on the agenda. Item number 5, report and recommendation, review all other budget items. Today, we're going to try and finish going through the rest of the budget. We're going to start with the enterprise fund. I'm glad someone reminded me where I left off. So, where are we now? Capital projects. We passed that. We went past that. Where are we at? And capital projects. Before we get started, I'd like to wish Rosie a happy 30th birthday. It's his wife, so. He's sitting here and he's not home for his wife's birthday. Capital projects, right? Okay. Again, when we get started, if there's questions after the presentation in one section, let's answer it like we've been going to try to get through this tonight. Okay? All right. Maggie, you have the floor at this time.
Chairman Wesley, just to point out what was just distributed to you, first you have 3 final slides that I added to this presentation. We won't get till the end, but wanted you to have copies for your file. Secondly, you have some information on the changes in the general fund that have been made since the last time the council looked at the budget. And I think the last item I gave you was a copy of the 2007 tax levy. I just wanted to call your attention to that. And that you're getting some revised budget sheets. I think I told you at the last meeting I had made an error in the tourism fund. I had $75,000 going to capital projects, and that wasn't true, so I fixed that. And there was another commuter parking lot fund. There's no mistake in it, but when we use spreadsheets, sometimes things don't print correctly. And I noticed that there were 2 columns on that sheet that had not printed correctly, so I reprinted it so you can read all of the years involved. That's why those were being handed out to you, and the holes are punched. They can just be put in the book. So there's no changes in the budget, just little housekeeping because they didn't look right. As you know, the Capital Projects Fund now receives the non-home rule sales tax, which in the 2008 to 2009 budget, we are projecting to be around $2.1 million. On top of that, all of the utility tax that the city receives goes into the Capital Projects Fund. And then there are transfers from other funds, in this particular budget, $150,000. And then finally, we record the IDOT Metro project. So we record both revenue and expenditure in this fund. It really doesn't have much of an impact on cash for the city of Wooddale because we have received $1 million in advance from IDOT, and that money is being held as deferred revenue. So as and when the engineers bill for that project, we relieve that deferred revenue account of the right amount of money and just recognize it as revenue. So really, you'll see $450,000 going in, and you'll see some $600,000 going out. That's just to reflect the ratio of sharing. IDOT pays 75%, and I think Wooddale pays 25%. But in any event, it doesn't affect cash, but it has to be put in the budget so that the expenditures to the engineers can be authorized. This particular budget includes $1.3 million of street resurfacing projects, and plus sidewalks, plus the engineering, and $700,000 of water sewer main replacements. As a reminder, the Water Sewer Enterprise Fund, which Mr. Wilson covered for you at the last meeting, did have considerable capital projects, but those had more to do with maintenance of wells, painting of towers, things like that, that are all required under the water and sewer utility. But that fund, unfortunately, does not have enough fund balance to cover all of its replacements. So we put the water and sewer main replacements that go along with this street project into this budget. And it is a good use of the non-home rule sales tax, which requires that those monies be spent on capital expenditures only. Question?
Mr. Nuzio?
I got a question on the 600,000. When you say intersection fees, we're talking about Wooddale Irving?
Yes,
So-
sir.
So those engineers we have working for us now are gonna get 600,000 this coming year?
Well, they give us the number. It never matches, but it's the best we can do. Sure, they might. They won't get it from Wooddale. They're only getting Wooddale's share from Wooddale.